Mr. Hargrave coming to you live from the Dark Dimension. And today we're going to go over the cosmic section of Dark Dimension. So we're going to kind of talk about both Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4 at the same time. The preparation for Dark Dimension 3 is very much the same as for Dark Dimension 4. You want to kind of focus on the same characters for 3 that you want to use in 4. There's going to be a lot of overlap. So my team for this was Thanos, Minerva, Glaive, Proxima, and Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer was a bit of a late addition for me, as you're going to see later on when we go over my results. I'll show you how that made a difference, and it really made a big difference. One notable omission from my team, of course, is Hela. I did not have Hela for this run. Some other good characters you could consider bringing in there are, I know a lot of people brought in Kull. A lot of people did bring in Kull. He's a good choice for that. Hela, of course, is a bit expensive, but very, very good. I even know some people who have brought in Doctor Strange and have brought in Mordo. But let's go ahead and start this up. This is in Dark Dimension 3, and we're just going to run this on auto just to kind of show you how effective this team is. Of course, overpowered for Dark Dimension 3 they are.
I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulties.
Round 2. Fight!
And play it on auto, but just for the benefit of this video, to be able to talk about what's happening here, we're going to put it on auto. Okay, so Silver Surfer starting off again with that ultimate attack. If you had Hela, you could spread that ability block to everybody. I know that is a great technique. Okay, now this time, Miss Midnight was the one to go down, and Minerva was able to revive her, so that's awesome. We're putting Minerva behind Thanos, and I feel that's the best position, is just to give all that energy to Minerva, because her ultimate attack, of course, is a percentage-based attack, and that's what's going to give you all that extra damage. She's going to be an MVP for sure, especially on Dark Dimension 3, where the characters have these huge health pools, right? Yeah, these guys in here have these crazy large health pools, so having that percentage-based damage is going to be key. Thanos is a fantastic tank. Outside of Black Order, you can get a lot of use out of Thanos, and here's one of those uses, is bringing him into Dark Dimension. Now, in Dark Dimension 3, we can use legendary characters, so I probably have Ma on this team for Dark Dimension 3. But in Dark Dimension 4, you cannot have legendary characters, so that's why I'm showing this configuration, so it's kind of usable for both. But definitely you would consider bringing Ma into this, maybe even putting Ma behind Thanos, other than Minerva. Maybe you could have both of them back there. You could try a few different combinations, but definitely consider bringing Ebony Ma into Dark Dimension 3. But know that for Dark Dimension 4, you're going to have to sub in somebody else. So I think back when I did Dark Dimension 3, I would have definitely used Thanos and Minerva. However, Glaive and Proxima and Silver Surfer, I don't think they were options at the time, or if they were, well, I know Glaive and Proxima probably were, but that was very late in the game. I had probably already settled on my team by then. I think I did bring Hela, which I regret not bringing this time around. So there's that huge percentage-based damage that Minerva brings in. Silver Surfer is just a monster, so the bigger he is, the better. I know many of people that watch my content probably have a smaller Silver Surfer than most of the game, as we're free to play and light spenders over here. So, you know, it's going to be a while before we get really powerful Silver Surfers like we're starting to see out there in some of these videos. As you can see, Silver Surfer has built up quite a bit of healing on him. Now, Thanos has died, and so it's really going to be a matter of when. Now, Silver Surfer is getting to use his ultimate attack again, which is very devastating. We've almost actually cleared this section here. He might be able to do it on his own. Oh, the special from Silver Surfer is fantastic. I mean, if you're on the fence about taking Silver Surfer into Dark Dimension, you definitely want him. He's really, really good. As you can see here, he self-heals, he does massive amounts of damage. A great character to bring into Dark Dimension, especially as the game goes on. A lot of people are probably going to be bringing him into their second run of Dark Dimension 4. A lot of people already had their, a lot of players have already had their team solidified for the first run of Dark Dimension 4. But if you're a new player and you have him unlocked, definitely worth it, even at low levels, especially if you pair him with Hela. You're just going to get a lot out of that. Okay, so as you can see there, we almost cleared the node using that. Go ahead and continue on. All right, let's go over the history of my Dark Dimension attacks. So let's see how we did here. I am currently nearing the end of my first run of Dark Dimension 4. I'm on the legendary nodes. So let's go ahead. And I also have videos here on the other parts of my run.
Parts. I've never done whole parts.
As far as if you're looking to see what I did for global, you can see that there briefly. But today we're talking about Cosmic. Okay, so I started Cosmic node number 7 here with just Glaive, Minerva, Midnight, and Thanos. And we were able to clear that out in, it looks like, 8 attacks. Yeah, we got that in 8 attacks, so it took some doing, but it got done. Then here's where we started bringing in Silver Surfer. So on mission 8, we were doing okay numbers. You know, we had an attack here that did 10 million without him. But when we start bringing him in, he starts doing 12 million, finishing off this node with ease. Definitely a good addition. I changed up my plan. I was going to bring in, I think I was going to bring Ebony Maw into Legendary, but I had to skip that so that I could free up the Mystic materials to bring him into Cosmic. Bring Silver Surfer in. Okay, so we did node number 9 in about 14 attacks. That's on about average for what you're going to see on that. I know some people with Hela, if you game this properly, and especially if you have Hela and Silver Surfer, you can maybe cut that in half to 7 attacks. This is a very difficult node, but Silver Surfer definitely made it possible. One of my attacks even was about 20 million, which is very good for this section. But yeah, without Silver Surfer on my team, just using Glaive, Minerva, Proxima, and Thanos, this would have taken a very long time. A very long time. So I would definitely highly recommend either having Silver Surfer here, Hela, or both for your Dark Dimension plan. Some other notable characters coming for this area, the Cosmic area. Kestrel actually is Cosmic. So Kestrel, now it's going to depend upon the size of your Kestrel. Like, I don't know if a 2-star Kestrel is necessarily going to make a huge difference as opposed to like a 7-star Hela. You're probably still better off with like a 7-star Hela, but Kestrel's a very good idea, especially the more the game progresses and the more Kestrel becomes available. It's definitely something to consider bringing her into Dark Dimension. She's a very overpowered character is what I hear. I haven't unlocked her myself. We'll be unlocking her later on this week or next week once the event starts. And I'll probably have her for my second run of this. So we'll definitely come back and revisit that situation when that happens and show you how Kestrel does in here. But for now, my strongest recommendation is to base your team around Thanos, Minerva, Silver Surfer, or Hela, or both. And then the married couple there from Black Order, Glaive and Midnight, a very good addition. I'd say Midnight's better just for her ability to stun and put offense down on people. That's very useful in this for control. Whereas, honestly, I only took Glaive in here because my Glaive is 7 red. So it was a consideration, and he is very good, and I do get a lot of use out of him, and I feel he was useful, but probably not something I would recommend that everybody do. Everybody should be bringing Thanos, Minerva, and either Silver Surfer or Hela, or both. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. You can trust me. Hail Heartgrave.